What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I have something a little bit different for y'all. This is a 35 card SGC Pokemon preview. I'm going to be submitting these cards at the $9 level this week. I just think $9 is a pretty good deal. I'm going to try to take advantage of it before they change it up. I'm worried that maybe starting next year they might change it up. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first card is this Pikachu VMAX. This is actually one of my daughter Isabel's cards. So we'll send this in for her. Next one is this Charizard EX. Next is this Rainbow V-Star Dragonite. Hoping for 10s on all these newer ones. Alright, next up is this Pikachu V. Kind of cool card with, I don't know if that's Ash in the background. My daughter pulled this one. Alright, next is this Galarian Moltres. Only thing on this card was like a tiny little dot. I don't know, y'all probably want to be able to see kind of right up there on the top. So probably a 9.5 on that one. All right, now we're getting into some of my stuff. A lot of this is from like my PC when I was a kid. So this is a Pocket Monsters, so kind of Japanese card of one of the mystical dogs. This is Raikou, the electric Pokemon. Not too sure on the value of these, but I think they're pretty cool. I'm not really looking to sell them, just gonna, PC them for a while. Next up is a base set Gyarados. I had a ton of Pokemon too, but I try to pick out the ones, without chipping and stuff and like any major issues. So this one looked fairly decent. All right, next is a Dark Machamp. All right, next up, next up is another mystical dog. This is, I believe it's Entei. It's the fire Pokemon. I know playing the game, like, you're always trying to catch all these mystical Pokemon. They were real hard to get. All right, and I think y'all saw, this looks like a dark Raichu maybe. So kind of cool. Not sure how I got these Japanese ones. Somehow I acquired them. All right, next we have a base set Zapdos, another mystical Pokemon. Look pretty clean, maybe a few little chips there on the top. All right, next up is a first edition Skarmory. So getting into kind of that second generation of Pokemon. I don't think this is a steel one. So cool card, pretty good shape. All right, next, not sure how to say this, Meganium. I know, like, playing the game, this was one of the like Pokemon you could start out with, I think. Pretty nice looking card. Not sure what these are gonna grade, hoping for like at least like 8s on most of them. 8s or better. All right, next up another Japanese one. It's Pichu. Kind of neat looking card. All right, next is a Haunter. So this is out of the fossil set. Kind of one of the first sets, that came out. I think Haunter and Gengar are both stars in this set. All right, next is an Aerodactyl out of the fossil set. Pretty cool looking card here. next up, it's a Jolteon out of the Jungle set. Not sure what language this is in. I know growing up I was in Germany for a while, and I acquired a lot of weird stuff. A lot of stuff in different languages. I'm not sure if this, I don't think it's German. It might be like freaking Portuguese or something. I'll have to dig into it before I do the submission paperwork just to make sure I get it right. But I like that card, it's pretty cool. All right, next up is another different language, first edition Magneton. Pretty good shape on here, no major chipping. All right, next is a second edition card of Venusaur. Man, going through like prepping this card, this thing looked immaculate. Like there was nothing on it. I don't know. Hopefully like at least a 9 on this one. To go in and look at that. Maybe that one little chip there. But other than that, man, that thing was pretty clean. All right. Next up is a second edition Raichu. Had a bunch of these second edition cards. Unfortunately, they were in better shape than most of my other like base sets. I know they're not as desirable, but they're still pretty cool. All right, next up is a second edition Blastoise. Next, a second edition Gyarados. It's a cool Pokemon. One of my favorites growing up. All right, next up is a Poliwrath, second edition. I had a couple, the regular ones, but they just had a fair amount of chipping to them, and I didn't think they'd grade very high, so I think I'm going to hold off on for now. All right, next up is a fossil of Zapdos. So we got the base set and the fossil in this order. Next up is an Articuno. A little worried about this one. On this side, there's like a little, I don't know if it's like a dent, but I want to send it in anyway. It's a cool card. It's one of the mystical birds. Just one that's kind of cool for the PC. So we'll send it in anyway. We'll see what it gets. I mean, it's our first submission with Pokemon with SGC, so it's going to be a learning experience. But for $9, I think that's it's worth a gamble. Here's a Vaporeon out of the Jungle set. Pretty common card there. All right, next up is a Ninetales out of the base set. Oh yeah, you can see like there's not a ton of chipping to these. I kept them in just a binder with like penny sleeves, and I think that kept them like halfway decent. I know it's not like perfect protection like a top loader, but I think as a kid that's decent protection. All right, another weird funky language. This is a Clefairy first edition. Next up is a base set Mewtwo. All right, another pretty cool Pokemon. This is a base set Alakazam. This one looked pretty good too. No major issues. All right, next up is a base set Blastoise. This one did have, y'all can probably see like that decent sized scratch there. I think that's like the only like major thing wrong with it. I'm gonna send it in anyway, just because it's one of the big three. You know, they sell pretty well. My guess is it'll probably get like a 5 or 6 with that, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, next up, I think this one is a shadowless. Yeah, it's kind of missing that black border there. Hitmonchan. This is the base set. Not the best shape. At the top, it's got some stuff going on. Some of that like chipping, where you can kind of see like right above the Hitmonchan, kind of like flaking or something going on. But you know, I don't have that card slabbed up, and it's shadowless, which I think is pretty cool. All right. Damn it, I did it again. All right, this is a second edition Wigglytuff. That one was pretty clean. Next up is another Venusaur. Maybe this was the one that was like super clean. I know one of them was like perfect. It was probably this one. So the other one looked like it had chipping on the bottom. But you know, any of the big three, they're gonna have some value, even if they're not in the best shape, and even if they're that second edition, they're still pretty sought after cards. All right, next is a fossil of Muck. You know, probably not the most popular Pokemon, but the card itself was in pretty good shape. So I'll send it in. And last up is another base set of Raichu. Fairly decent shape there. But I'm still waiting on a PSA, dang it, to do a holiday special. They keep coming out with these weird specials. Like right now, I think they're doing Funko Pops, and that's not really something I'm into. So kind of holding off, you know, hoping that maybe like that last special is going to be the one, you know, for the newer cards. I have everything prepped and ready, so as soon as that special drops, I'll be sending that order in. These I'll probably send in sometime later this week, and I'll do a reveal video on these ones. And then I do have another video in the works for some cards that I'm sending. I'm trying to send like problem cards to SGC, where I show you guys what's wrong with the card. They were all like rejects, cards that I wouldn't send to PSA. So I'm just kind of doing it for fun, just to see what SGC would grade them as. But if y'all like the cards and you like this kind of content, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one.